Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of Creeps with the Crypt. I'm your host, John, along with my co-host, other Alan.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about, this is season 1, episode 5.
Episode 5, yep. Out of the 6 episodes of season 1, we're on episode 5.
That's
right.
Going
to be talking about that today, yeah. I just got done watching it. This is the first time me watching this episode, so I got a couple things. I'm a little bit split, but we'll get there.
All right, and I got a few ideas for what we're going to be doing for future episodes, since this season's only 6 episodes, which is kind of hurting, and we did 3 because we did it like it aired, right? It aired the first 3 at the same night, so we did the first 3 for the first episode. Surprisingly, it's the same length as episode 2 of our podcast, but that's because Leah Thompson had 2 minutes of dialogue talking to us, But yeah, so surprised that we managed to do 3 episodes and the backstory of EC Comics in 50 minutes. And yet we talked about Only Sin Deep for 50 minutes.
It went longer than I expected because the episode itself, I didn't think I would have a whole lot to talk about with it because it just, we talked about it last episode as I didn't like it the first time watching it, and then going over it again the second time, I learned to appreciate it more. And I will say, leading into this episode we're reviewing, you're gonna be surprised my comments about this one and the other one comparatively.
Oh, I think I might not be, but we'll see. Let's see. This episode is called "Lover Come Hack to Me." Right?
Yep, that's the one. This one aired in June 21st, 1989.
Terrible title.
Any child of the 80s may remember it.
Yeah, terrible title.
Yeah, it's not a great title. No, I think it could have been named something better. I'm gonna think about as we progress a good alternate title to this episode.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to play along at home, people, drop it in the comments here.
Oh, actually, I'm reading up right here. It says a little bit of info for you. The title is based on "Lover Come Back to Me." No shit. By Sigmund Romberg with lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein II and published in 1928. I guess that's a song. Lover Come Back to Me. But
I might have heard it in one of the Fallout games playing on the radio.
Maybe. I knew it meant "Lover Come Back to Me," but I mean that's not really trivia.
It seems like they were just trying to, I guess, do the play on words relating to that song. I don't know the song. I don't know the lyrics, so it does nothing for me. But knowing that, I'll keep it in mind as we progress with the episode here.
All right. So the episode stars Amanda Plummer, and I don't remember her name, what her real name is in the show, in the episode. What her name is?
It's Peggy in this episode.
Okay.
She plays Peggy. And
she just got married to some rich dick. Oh no, so just some dick. Now he's rich now because he married her.
Yeah, this kind of like this hot guy for like the 80s 90s standards. Looking like kind of Fabio, coming out of one of those novella books. That's what he looks like, and yeah, the episode begins with the camera kind of panning at the house, and you hear like music playing, like someone's got married, right? And yeah, we see them hugging, and then the mom's right there. The mom tries to convince the daughter. The guy is after her money.
That's the aunt.
I think it's the mom.
Nope, it's the aunt.
I'll double check my notes.
It's the aunt. Aunt something. Aunt Edith.
Aunt Edith. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Aunt Edith.
Yeah, she's pretty much just telling Peggy that the guy's wrong for her using her for her money that from her mom that she left behind. And yeah, there's a little scene there with them about to drive away to their honeymoon. Apparently that's what they were supposed to be going to going somewhere for their honeymoon. And one of the lines that came up is like the guy is trying to get the aunt out of the house, I guess, to kick her out. When they come back, and there's something like, you can't leave me or can't make me leave that house. I was born there. And then the husband Charles says, "I guess you should find some place else to die." I don't know why that made me laugh, but you're pretty much just getting the idea this guy's a dick.
Yeah.
So it's already kind of you're already led to believe that he's not in it for the right reasons already because he said that,
Oh,
which
not
is
only
hilarious.
that.
But yeah,
Not only that, then when she gets in the car, because she doesn't hear this conversation between him and the aunt. So once she gets in the car, in earshot of him, she goes by. She goes. I think she says to her, "Are you sure you want to do this to her?" Right before she leaves, she goes. She says yes. She gets in the car, and then the guy goes, "Bye, Edith." Like nothing. Like goodbye.
yeah, what a dick.
Then,
So after that, yeah, they're driving in the rain and asked her if she, they kind of seem to be lost, like they don't know where they're going. It's like pouring ass rain out there, and he was asking her if she found out where they were, and then she just was looking at the map, was like, oh, I don't know how to read maps, so he's just got all pissed. They drove up the road there, and they got stopped by this. It looks like a big tree in the middle of the road. During this thunderstorm that was going on as they were headed to their honeymoon. So that they go ahead and the husband tries to, well, she asked him to see if he can maybe move that. There's no way he was going to move that. It's just a big ass tree in the middle of the road, and
he just looks
he
at
asked
her.
for he asked for like the flashlight, and then they find a gun in the glove compartment, right? And then yeah, he goes out there with the flashlight to try to move that big tree, but there was no way it was gonna happen.
But before he goes to the tree, when he says something to her, everything she says, he looks at her like she's a complete fucking idiot. Like everything, he's just he's just like, oh, she's like, she sounds like a nerdy little dorky girl. She's played by Amanda Plummer, and she's like, Amanda Plummer's from Pulp Fiction. She played Honey Bunny, if people at home don't know. And she's a innocent, sweet little mousy character in this show, in this episode. So she doesn't know anything. It seems like she's been sheltered her whole entire life. So when she sees the gun, she gets nervous. When she asks if he can move the tree, she's probably dumb enough to think maybe he can move the tree, right? She's also a virgin. So this is her night that she's going to lose her virginity to her husband that she got married to. Now, he goes out to move the tree to actually, I don't know why he even attempted to, and then he loses the keys to the car.
Right.
And he goes back in, and then they're stuck. So then they see the house in the distance. So then they approach the house, and I don't know if he breaks in or she finds a key somehow.
She finds a key under like a plotted plan or something, and he gives it to him, and that's how they managed to get in. So they didn't end up breaking in, but you could tell just from the vibes and the atmosphere when they were heading up there that it seemed pretty abandoned. Nobody was answering the door or anything because they were just trying to get out of the rain because they lost the key to the car.
On top of that, I will say that she's dorky and everything, but once she gets out from the car into the house with her wet hair, I'm sorry, I know you don't think so, but for me, when she's in the house with her hair slicked back, dark, I love brunettes, first of all, and she's brunette in this one.
Sure.
And it's wet, and she looks and she goes, because she sees the axe over the fireplace. She just looks so sexy for some, and I know she's not. Okay, trust me, people. I know. I've watched Pulp Fiction. I've seen her as Honey Bunny there. I've seen her in, I forgot what else, and just recently, because she's a much older lady now, she was in season 3 of Star Trek Picard. I believe she plays a changeling. I've seen clips. I haven't watched this season, but she's, Amanda Plummer has not been known to be a beautiful woman. She's known for being a great actress, a really good character actor.
I can agree with that.
For some reason in this, I don't know why, I was very attracted to her. Hey, that's why, I don't know. Anyway, okay, they see the axe. You can continue from there.
But yeah, pretty much it just seems like nobody's in this house. So they try to, like you said, her tone immediately changed once they got in there. She was very, almost a little bit about the same, and then starts getting more flirty and everything. So she suggests they try to call AAA, and then she tries to make a call on the rotary phone that's in the house, but the line's dead. And that's like when you led up to that giant collector's, like this battle axe near the fireplace, like you mentioned. And the husband, suggests that they get undressed to go dry off once they started the fireplace. But yeah, prior to lighting it, Peggy had mentioned like it looked like someone had laid it there.
She goes, "It looks like somebody left this here for us." And then he looks at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And she goes, the firewood. You think it was left for us?" And she's like, "What the fuck? How is it gonna be left for us? No one knows we were gonna be looking for this place." Anyway,
Yeah, it's just like whatever. Yeah,
she's
her
very,
performance is good, but her
she's
performance is
hot.
good in this.
She's
It's just
hot.
the character. The character is like I couldn't tell if she had issues or she was retarded. I was like
Yeah.
conflicted during this
I
episode.
think it's both. It was like this. He takes off his clothes, and this got married, right? So he takes off his clothes to dry up next to the fire, and she's seeing his butt cheeks and everything. She's like backing up, nervous, like, "Oh my god, like what's happening? I can't believe this. This man is so
Right.
scary." It's like you married him. This is your husband. Yeah, I know it's the first time you've seen him naked because you're a virgin, supposedly. And, well, that's the whole point. She's never had sex. I mean, he's like surprised too. He's like, "Oh my god!" Like later on when they're about to have sex, he goes, "You really are a virgin?" Like he thought she was just playing with him, you know. So, yeah. So then, she gives him I guess his suitcase. They had their luggage in the car, so she gives him a robe, so he puts on, and then she's kind of nervous to get undressed. But she decides to do it. But of course, the director of this, Tom Holland, didn't show anything. Tom Holland is known for directing Fright Night, for directing the first Child's Play.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Many things. And he directed this, and he did not show. I'm probably the only person in the world that wanted to see Amanda Plummer topless. And so, whatever. I'm a little bit upset.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a little bit odd because, like, I guess come later on, or I'm trying to remember if there was any nude scenes prior to this episode.
No, I don't think so. None.
But I mean,
yes,
this was
not this episode. I mean, like the first episode, yeah. The pilot, there was titties.
Oh, right,
everywhere,
right.
Yeah. But besides that, no.
Well, yeah, it's because it was a strip club. But yeah, later on as the season progresses, season
there'll be
2
more.
especially, there are a couple episodes where they show some
Movies.
like the inside joke we have, big fucking tits.
I'm wondering if they're gonna ever. I don't know. They don't show Demi Moore, but there's that other girl that was Terry Hatcher. I know she's in an episode with producer.
Yeah, I remember that one. I have watched that,
Yeah.
which we'll eventually review.
Yeah, I don't know if she gets naked in that one. She was gorgeous. She had
Unfortunately, no.
a great career, but she should have been more famous, to be honest. But then again, she was
a Bond girl. She was in.
Yeah, she was Lois Lane.
Right, that too. She had a. I mean, I think it's a pretty big deal, even for the
Yeah.
time, to be in a Bond movie. So
Yeah, I mean, she deserves.
I think it was. What
Which
was it?
Bond
GoldenEye?
movie?
I forget which one.
Oh yeah, was she in the first? No, I think it was Tomorrow Never Dies.
Let me look here. It was pretty good. I think that's one of my favorites from Pierce and Brosnan before they got ridiculous with Die Another Day, the one with Halle Berry,
Oh yeah.
with the Asian guy getting a facial surgery to look like a British white guy. It was a ridiculous plot, and the giant laser from the sky, as James Bond is skating down this avalanche. It's just looked ridiculous. She was in Tomorrow Never Dies. That's the one with I think Jonathan Pryce is in that one. He plays like this guy that's runs the news network. So it's a kind of alluding to him. Well, not alluding, but he was causing a lot of these major incidents to happen across the world.
I had to
and writing
rewatch
articles about them.
I gotta rewatch it. I didn't really. I've only watched GoldenEye that I remember. I had that poster. I
Yeah,
had the
that's
game.
a good one.
That's the one I really
That's a good one. I recommend that one.
But anyway.
GoldenEye is with Alan Cummings in that.
Yeah. I'm invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah.
It
Fucker.
blows up.
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
But anyway, back to this. So after he tries to bang her, right? She gets in her nightgown too, and then he's like kissing her. He's trying to bang her. She starts screaming, and he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? I'm your husband, you know." And she's like, "I'm a virgin." And he's like, "I think she says that there. I'm a virgin again to him." And he's like, "Are you really serious about that?" You know, like he never believed it. So then he goes, I want this to be special. Let's look for a room or something. So then they find like that they go upstairs and there's candles everywhere. I mean, if I was the guy, I'd be like, bro, we got to get out of here. I said, listen, put some clothes on. This is not right. There's a homeless people.
As you're watching the episode, like things started not feeling right. Like this definitely seems like there's something going on here. There's either something that he's getting set up, or there's something going on.
You know what the real life version would have been?
Not right.
The real life version. Okay, they go upstairs. They see all the candles. They go, "What? This is kind of weird. This is an abandoned house, and there's candles all over. The bed is beautiful linen and it's clean." Or guys and girls, when they're horny, they don't care. They're gonna have sex, right? So they'll have sex on the bed, and then you see like the camera will pan, right, and you'll see behind a mirror, and it'll go through, like in those movies where it goes through the walls, like Quentin Tarantino films, right? You pass through the walls, and there's a guy there jerking off, watching them with that would have been more with the video camera.
That would have made more sense.
And smoking a cigarette at the same time. Oh yeah.
It's the guy we later see in season 2, episode 1.
He's
loved to death. That's that guy.
I was gonna say he's the guy from Scream 3, who was he was the guy in Alien. He was the robot in Alien. He was the guy in the episode where they bet their limbs. The cowboy hat guy.
Cutting cards episode.
Cutting cards episode. Yeah, he's the guy that.
Lance Henriksen.
Yes, he's who's he in that fucking Alien movie? He's the cyborg, whatever the fuck, the android. Is he?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
In the second, the first one, the second one, I think. Lance Henriksen, I think so. Anyway, because he's in Scream 3. He plays the producer Roman, I think. Oh my
gotcha.
God. Yes, I'm watching right now.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's been in some good stuff.
I'm watching the episode, and Amanda Plummer just walked out with her nightgown and her black bra.
She's in her lingerie, looking all seductive. She was putting her makeup on while he was hanging out on the bed,
just
can you see
waiting
for the night to be over. No, because I remember the episode. I just watched it today.
And
I wrote notes.
Stockings on, and the only thing is
she got all glammed up.
The gap.
She got
in
all
her
glammed
teeth.
up there.
That's the only downside.
Yeah. Just make sure she don't eat corn before you do it.
You know what though?
It might get lodged in there.
I don't know.
The whole episode is her acting very shyish and like you said, she said she was a virgin.
She got a.
So
hold on.
It's funny, it was already sketchy. Are you sharing your screen? Let me see.
No, I don't know. You hear
this. It gets weird. Yeah, like this guy would have left immediately. Like, how are you gonna go in this abandoned house with the wallpaper's falling apart?
Hold on.
And they go in and see this bedroom with a nice clean ass looking bed. It has one of those canopy beds, mind you, the one where you hang the bed curtains on, looking all like the bed from The Room with Tommy Wiseau when he was having sex with Lisa awkwardly, and it looked like he was banging her belly button. That scene. It almost looked like that kind of bed.
All the way up it.
So he's taken aback, I guess. All of a sudden, she wears a nice lingerie. Like the guy is like into it, and she's seducing him. And then she says, "I want this to be perfect, like perfect for you, like it is for me." So they bang for about a couple minutes.
He's putting it in, and he's like, "Oh my God, you really are a virgin." And she's like,
right?
And he's like, "Oh yeah."
It got really awkward. Exaggerated moaning.
He was like, she was crazy. She was in pain, and then she just starts.
Yeah, it sounded like she was getting killed.
So you ever play that in the Super Nintendo game, Clay Fighters? There's a fat woman in there who does the opera. She's an opera singer, and her first finisher is the loud opera. That's what's this in this movie. Like, she's coming. She has that moment, that orgasm that is so loud that it shatters the clock in the bedroom,
yeah, exactly.
The cuckoo clock,
the
grandfather clock. Yeah. I was just like, what the fuck? Damn, girl, shit. And then then we continue. We'll continue.
It's very awkward, but yeah, I think Charles busts a nut as the clock hits midnight.
Yeah.
I guess for good luck, I guess. But later, we're gonna find out later. Not so much. It might have been the opposite. And after that, again, it gets all weird because she's acting like this deal, but she starts saying she just seems like she's not mentally there, or she's retarded. One of the two.
Well, we
she starts talking to him.
We're gonna get flagged for
Oh, damn
Special
it.
needs.
We gotta edit that.
Special
You need
needs.
that. You need to beep it out or put something
I don't
else.
care.
What am I saying? Mentally disabled.
They can't even say that.
She starts saying, "We made a child." She thinks they did at least.
Seriously, if I heard that girl say, "Oh my God, we made a baby," I'd been like, and then I'd be like, "Listen, what do you got?
Push
I gotta do
upstairs.
something." No. First off,
Oh.
she's just crazy. Yeah, we made a kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you know he didn't have a vasectomy before he got with her? You know, she's just.
It's a lot of chances
Well, with her,
for it to
I think it's
not happen.
With her, I think it's supernatural. So he falls asleep.
Seems like it.
Yeah, he falls asleep, and then he wakes up hearing noises, like people talking. He's like, what the fuck? And he looks, and Peggy's not next to him in the bed. So then he gets up, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And he goes out into the hallway, and then he sees a man and Peggy walk in, and Peggy's dressed differently, right? She's got her hair in a perm.
She's got like a retro look. She just came out of Greece.
Yeah. And he's like, what the hell's going on? She's kissing this guy. And then she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, let's go. I don't want to go upstairs to have sex. I want to have sex here in another room. And he's like, what the fuck? So he goes down to see what the hell's going on. They're fucking in like where the fireplace was, right?
Yeah, it's like it's the scene plays out almost exactly like the beginning of the episode, except they look different, and then she says she wants to bang on the couch instead of finding a bed. So yeah, he sees that happening, and he's just kind of standing off and watching them in the background. He's just
he sees that
and shocked.
When I was watching this the first time, I remember, even like recently, the first rewatching, I swear I thought, oh, he turned her into a hoe. Like, he turned her into a hoe. He passed out. She fucking went out. She was so horny, right? She went out, found a bar or something, found this guy, and brought him back. And she's like, I need dick in my life more than ever. I just lost my virginity, and I'm horny. Okay, I want dick, and this guy's sleeping. And I think that's what he thought, too. He's probably like, this bitch...
straight up hoe.
Yeah,
he got all mad. He's like, I'm gonna take all the money she's worth. I got the marriage certificate.
Yeah.
He was mad. And as this goes on, I guess the guy busts a nut in about a minute as they were doing it. It was literally a minute that transpired. I wasn't keeping time, but it felt like it. He starts scratching she starts scratching his back like really hard.
She's an animal.
You see the lines. Yeah.
And then
I think she was saying like in pain, her moan. He was screaming. He was covering his ears in pain, like as she was moaning and screaming, and you know about the climax. It's like she never loved me either, like in shock, and he was saying this.
Yeah.
And he goes back upstairs and is just mad about everything that happened, and you get the scene back downstairs, and the guy's passed down, and she repeats the same line that they made a baby. Same thing she said prior to this happening, him waking up from sleeping. He goes. That's when he was hearing all that commotion outside. And it tells him to wake up the guy downstairs that she's banging, this new guy, and kills him with the battle axe I saw earlier.
Well,
I don't know about you, those things weigh a lot. I don't think Amanda Plummer could swing that.
Well, it looked pretty like special. It's like specially made for her. It didn't look like it was the actual like diesel one. It looked thin, very like it didn't look heavy.
It could be possibly, yeah.
And
it's not like a super antique, but they made it come off like it was this antique thing. She starts killing the guy with the battle axe we saw earlier, and then he tries to stop her, but the Charles, the husband, goes through her, and then it seemed like she's a ghost.
Yeah, well,
and then he started saying it's not Peggy, they're both ghosts, and all of a sudden in the scene right here, he starts saying, Peggy's father was named Alan. Hey, my name, and he died before Peggy was born. I guess Peggy's mother killed the husband in the same house during the wedding, the night Peggy was conceived. And then once he said that, the wall started bleeding, and he was shouting and screaming, and then he wakes up, and it turns out it was a nightmare he had. It turns out, he was just dreaming all this, and Peggy was awake, and then he started telling her what he dreamt about, and he said that it turns out, your mom was. I was watching your mom kill your husband, and then not Peggy. It wasn't Peggy. That's what confused me when I was watching this. Is that I thought this is what confused us because I thought it was the same night, but it turns out to be a dream because she was the same actress played ended up being the mom. After this is unveiled, the twist is that it was true, and then Peggy just pulls out the axe again, and she said she wants what mother had, a perfect honeymoon, a perfect love that she can make sure that time will never spoil. Yeah, I remember that line, and we'll maybe try to dissect what that means. And tells her, he married, and Charles tells her he married her for the money, and tells her that he brought the gun that they found in the glove box, and he was gonna kill her and blame it on a burglar to get the money from her.
She says it doesn't matter anymore. She's like, it doesn't matter. We made a baby. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful baby. It's a baby girl.
Really great performance, but yeah, just weird all around.
So sexy.
He pulls the gun out. Whoa. Yeah, he pulls the gun out and tries to shoot her, but the gun's empty, and quickly notices that she took the bullets out of the gun.
I don't think
the ammo was on the table.
I really don't think anybody will say that she was sexy when she was holding the battle axe, where you can see that line in between her chest and her stomach and the gap in her teeth. Especially that, but at her quizzical look, she looks crazy. I like crazy look. Like, I love Britney Spears now more, and I never liked her before. Now she's definitely scrambled.
That's true, ladies and gentlemen.
Her brain is definitely scrambled eggs, and I love her more now than ever. So Amanda Plummer here, I think that's because she looks like scrambled eggs. Her brain, she looks crazy. Her eyes, the eyeshadow's like fucking Britney Spears. But anyway, yeah. So she does kill.
He kills Charles, the husband.
Yep.
As he tries to grab the bullets. So blood everywhere.
Sexy.
She says, "Sleep tight, Charles."
So sexy.
As she has a bunch of blood on her face,
covered in blood.
So again, I'm still trying to figure out if she's retarded or mentally unstable.
She's not mentally unstable. She's not the R word. She is crazy. She's just crazy.
Okay.
She's
chalk it up to that since I think it's
Crypt. I think it's like they do this, the women in this family. And remember, Aunt Edith didn't have a husband. But so the mother was probably still alive and probably died not that long ago, right? And then, but then supposedly Aunt Edith raised her, so no, the mother must have died early.
There's a lot that you have to interpret for yourself to make sense of it. It can kind of go many ways. I think it's just one of those things where I guess I've learned to try to think not too harshly about these episodes, because like it's more so intended. The idea is intended to be that way, but I'm supposed to really ask a lot of questions sometimes. Like it's just not enough time to fully clear these things up, so you just kind of have to leave it to your interpretation. That's kind of how some of these tend to end. But and she goes back home to her mom saying she had a nice honeymoon, and the mom tells her, I keep saying her mom for some reason. I put it in my notes here. Her aunt, and then the aunt tells her that no more men, and then she promises that she doesn't need one no more since the baby's gonna need one, and then questions if the baby's gonna need it someday. I guess continuing the cycle of what's been happening supposedly. If we were to try to put things together based on what we know, right? So it seems like a lineage of these generation of women in the family killing their husbands, pretty much.
And
not husband. Well, I guess people they have babies with.
They were married.
Husband.
I
guess that's their intention.
This episode was written by Michael McDowell.
Tom Holland.
No, directed. It was directed by Tom Holland.
Right.
It was written.
I thought it was the actor that wrote it, but I guess it's some other guy.
No, it's the guy who wrote Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay.
He also wrote
a connection.
He also wrote a bunch of episodes of Tales from the Dark Side, and I think this is the only episode he wrote for Tales from the Crypt. So that's an interesting. Also, Amanda Plummer in this. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm putting this new picture with. Oh my god. Let me share this screen with you. Why I said this, like, this is not sexy. Nobody would find this sexy, but for some reason, I find
like
it
Carrot
sexy.
Top right now.
I'm like, that's hot. That's sexy.
Oh, let me see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the
Covered in
the
blood.
scene after she kills Charles.
Just for some reason, I find it sexually.
The blood looks good. That's probably the most
That's the
realistic blood I've seen.
in a while. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Kind of reminds me of the Chinese barbecue rib sauce.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I need to learn to make that. On a side note.
Anyway, what do you think about the episode in general?
Well, the first time I watched it, I didn't like how it ended because there's so many different ways this episode could have gone. That's what it felt like to me. They could have gone many different ways, but it didn't really go the way that I thought was good. I guess leading up to everything, you kind of, I was thinking of scenarios of how this was going to play out because clearly she was behind something and things were not right. Like everything was premeditated. Like they were meant to be there, and things were conveniently there. So I was trying to think of ways that it could have gone, but the way that it went, I like the idea. It's just since it's only 30 minutes, there's only so much time they could kind of. It could have improved it with a lot if things were more laid out and fleshed out. Besides that, I think Amanda Plummer's performance was really good. I mean, if you've seen one Amanda Plummer performance, you might have seen them all. But she plays good. She plays it good. She plays the role well and what it is that the character is supposed to be. The character Peggy, at least what we're led to believe.
Well,
Okay.
When she talks to Aunt Edith, she says to Aunt Edith says no more men after this, and she goes no. She's like, don't worry about it. I don't have any intention on fucking any more men. I have a giant dildo at home, and she goes, oh, that's great. And she goes, but our
Some deleted scenes.
yeah. She goes, but our baby.
Alternate ending.
Yeah, she goes, but our baby's gonna need it. But the baby's gonna need it when she gets older. So makes you think that this is all they do. These women it's like a mantis, right? The praying mantis. They have sex. The man has sex with the woman, and the woman bites the man's head off when he finishes climaxing in her. So this is just the tradition. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just left for interpretation or speculation. But the idea of what you said, that could easily be what maybe the episode is fully about.
Oh wait, so what'd you rate this?
It's interesting. I think I originally rated this 2 out of 5. I'm gonna leave it as 2.5 out of 5. This is the same score as Only Sin Deep. I think.
No, I think.
I don't know.
2 out of 5.
It goes all over the place with me. I keep thinking of ways that I can see how this can be good. And originally, I didn't like it at all. I thought Only Sin Deep was a better episode, and then I'm thinking about it again, talking with you about this. I guess they're on the same. They're both on the same level.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but not bad either. So I'm still gonna keep it. I'm gonna give it the same score I did Only Sin Deep, which is 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5, which is the same that I give Only Sin Deep. The next episode, the last episode, is not gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna give that one. I gotta rewatch it because every time I just don't like the actor. I think I don't know something about it. I said this before. If the last episode feels more like a Tales from the Dark Side episode than a Tales from the Crypt, and it's filmed like a Tales from the Dark Side episode. Like it doesn't feel like I'm watching. Like we saw the first season so far. This last episode feels so cheaply made. It feels like if it was a network, like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see. It just doesn't feel...
A quality that feels like an old TV show.
It does not feel... Yeah, it feels pretty
Okay.
dookie.
Well, yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I watch it next time, and bring that up if you remember that part. Yeah, I think if this was made into a movie, I think there's a lot here that they could do. Like even the idea you brought up would have been a better way to clearly end the episode. I think that would have been the way to go. At first, I think I would have preferred also if Charles was, if it turns out Charles was just a ghost and he died and he's watching her kill every single guy she brings in like a bunch of times. I think that would have been a cool way to end it. Like he died as a ghost.
Yeah.
And he's watching her murder these new guys.
That's true.
That would have been interesting. But the one you mentioned too could be good. It could be like another except they're not aliens, but they could be another species like kind of movie, lures and traps men and kills them to procreate. But in this instance it's like a different thing.
They're just a bunch of dirty, murderous whores.
Dirty
The
whores.
Generation of dirty whores. But last thing I want to correct something from last week. I said Shelley. I added a bunch of girls when we talk about Leah Thompson. I said Leah Thompson was like one of the it girls of the 80s, right? And then I said Demi Moore.
I started to think about it. You said Shelley Long,
I
right?
said Shelley Long, right? I'm not. Shelley Long was not the it girl of anything. I meant Ali Sheedy from fucking The Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire. The freak girl that pours the sugar all over her sandwich and eats it, and then she becomes beautiful at the end. And the wrestler Emilio Estevez, makes out with her. She later on did St. Elmo's Fire, and then later on she did Home Alone 2, where she's in the theater, in the airport, where Macaulay Culkin goes, "Excuse me, what city is that out there?" But yeah, Ali Sheedy was one of the Brat Packs. She was one of the it girls. Also, I would add Elizabeth Shue. I just want to correct myself because I remembered that was bothering me. I didn't even mention it to you. That was bothering me for like 2 days. I was like, what the fuck, Shelley Long? Nobody wanted anything to do with Shelley Long. She couldn't even get a job after Cheers, after she left Cheers.
Yeah, worst mistake she made is leaving Cheers.
She did that shitty movie with Tom Hanks, the worst Tom Hanks movie, a comedy back in the day. Damn, just imagine that too.
I looked up Ali Sheedy because I forgot. I couldn't put a picture of the name, but she was in the Short Circuit too, right?
Yes.
Not the first one, not the second one.
She was in the first one, yes.
Yeah, the first one. I meant 2 as in TOO.
Yeah, so that was episode...
Episode 5, season 1. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Of the short season of 6 episodes. The shortest season of the show.
Yes. And we got ideas of what to do to expand it a little bit. To be like, I think maybe 8.
Basically, yeah.
We could add episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, 2. We could add 2 episodes. So we're going to add 2 episodes to the first season of this podcast. Well, it's going to keep going. So you're just going to add 2 episodes. You won't even know. Just add episodes.
Yeah, whatever works out. I think we can always get through to talking about 2 episodes under an hour, I'd say. I think we could do that. Depending on if we're working on a time limit on them.
More than an hour, but we'll see. So that's this episode. We'll come back to you next week with the last episode of season 1. I don't know what it's called. Some bullshit. So,
I gotta pull it up. Let me see. I had all my tabs open and then I closed them all. Collection completed. The last episode of season 1.
Okay, I think I know what that's about. But we'll see you next week. That's it for us now. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.